So welcome back to another video, and we are back here in Pennsylvania once again. Just over the weekend, it's a Monday morning. I think it's July 21st. I think I'm losing track of the days, but got back from a kind of a last-minute trip down to West Virginia. My friend Todd down there texted me on Thursday afternoon, asked me if I want to come on down. He had some plans, a change, and asked me if I want to join them on him and his son on an adventure. I just had a great time with that. But we're back in Pennsylvania now. A little bit later in the day when I usually start these videos, but I kind of slept in this morning and took care of a few other things. It's about 1 o'clock. We usually start earlier, but anyway, we are back on the Delaware Canal, back where we left off last time, where locks 22 and 23 are, the double lock. There's also some kind of interesting structure back here. We saw some tunnel, but we have some answers to what's going on here. So let's have another look around, and I'll show you the map in a little bit, and we'll head on down the towpath once again. Yeah, so down there is the lock house. That's where we took a break last time. This was this diversion channel. The canal's actually over there. Lock 23 is over there. This diversion channel came over here, over to that building, which we'll talk about in a moment. But we did have some confusion about, this is supposed to be a double lock. Locks 22 and 23 were supposed to be here, but there's only one lock. I was a little bit confused, because the maps show there being two locks. Then when we looked here, all that points out is lock 23 right there, and there really is only one canal lock. You can see where the door would be up there and up here, and I was thinking, well, maybe 22 is just up there, but there's really no lock there, so why are they saying there's a double lock when there's only one lock here? Well, I have the answer. Yeah, so there's a little bit of traffic over there. That's Route 611. So when I got home, I did some research, and what happened was there were two locks here. Locks 22 and 23 were both here. However, of course, this canal was built like in the 1820s, but I think it was around 1856, I don't quite remember the exact date, but it was somewhere around there. They redid this area here, and they went from two locks to just one bigger lock. So lock 22 does not exist anymore. It is just lock 23. So they kind of remodeled it in the 1850s. But all the maps still show that lock 22 being here, even though it isn't. And that's probably what happened further down. Locks 15 and 16 had the same problem. They called it a double lock, 15 and 16, but only lock 16 was there. So probably the same thing happened. So I feel like they should have that information on the board there, but they don't. But they did have other information about what that building was. I just missed it last time. Yeah, so here are both information boards. That one just has general information, which we've seen in other videos. But I looked on this one here. Has a nice little map and information, and I looked over here, look information, and I didn't see what I was looking for. But what I didn't do was look on the back side of this one. Lo and behold, there's a whole nother information board. And guess what that building is over there? It was for generating electricity. In 1900, the Lehigh Power Company built a hydroelectric plant to supply the Alpha Portland Cement Company in New Jersey. Of course, you can read the rest of it if you want to. But yeah, that's what that is. And it looks like in, what year did it stop? Looks like in December 54, the plant was abandoned, and now it's part of the Delaware Canal State Park. So yeah, if you want to, like I said, you can always pause the video to read the rest of that if you want to, but here's the map, here's the canal, there's lock 23, there's that diversion, there's the bridge, which is that bridge right there. And I went in here, the turbines, powerhouse. Yes, that's what all that over there is. We saw those tunnels last week. So yeah. It was a power plant. A lot of it's closed off there. So yeah, those tunnels still intrigue me, but I think I'm gonna go go up to that lock house, show you the map, and then we're gonna head on up. I think we're just doing about just under 3 miles, say 2 point something. We'll double check with the map. Maybe when we get back, we'll take a closer look at the tunnel, see if there's a way in. But for now, I just want to get hiking. It's already 1 o'clock, so let's get going. Like I said, we'll go up to the canal house, and I'll show you the map, and then we'll keep on going. Yeah, so here is our map. Let's bring this in a little bit. So we are right here at locks. You see even on here locks 22 and 23 right here. It's mile marker like 53.2, I think, if I remember from last time. But we're gonna make our way on up to this, was it Wahituck County Park. Looks like it's like about 56 mile marker 56.4, something like that. So maybe just roughly 3 miles from here to here. So a little bit, I was thinking maybe 2.5, but anyway, I just kind of took off this morning. Look at the numbers. So yeah, maybe 3 miles. All right. Then we just have, after that we just have one more section to get to Lock 24 at the east end there. Yeah, so roughly less than 3.5 miles. But it's a pleasant day. I think the last section I did was a hotter day. It's only beehive like 82 maybe, and the humidity is down, so it's a much more pleasant day. We've been having some really hot and humid weather, but so today feels nice. So even though I'm doing this later in the day, feels pretty good out here, at least for now. So onwards we go to, I guess I'm saying it correctly, Wahituck Park. I guess I'm not sure where that name comes from, but I don't know if it's Native American or something like that. But over here's our canal. We got a plane flying overhead. I wonder if this is that construction area, because on their website they say that this area is closed. There's a closure here, but there currently isn't. Looks like they were working here recently. That's a nice old stone culvert down there. Let me zoom in on that. Looks like they're working on repairing that. So whatever they were doing here, there's no longer a closure here. You can see how it looks muddy in there. They definitely were, see it's all green there, they're definitely working on stuff in here. But that is one of the problems with the state park website. Once again, not a complaint, just an observation. They say that there is still a trail closure back there, but there isn't. They don't up to date. That website doesn't up to date itself very well, or whoever does that. I had that problems elsewhere. Yeah, so there was a trail closure there, but it's not closed anymore. The website says it's still closed there, so just something to keep in mind. Like I said, just an observation. All right, but so far a pleasant walk. Not much in the way of water in the canal. Route 611 is just up there. A little bit of traffic. Not too busy right now. We're just a little bit away from the river. There's a road between us and the river. Some noise coming from the New Jersey side. A little bit of water in the canal. But over there, now you can see the Delaware River. Got a few houses down there. Yeah, like I said, it's not terribly hot, but the humidity is down. That just makes a ton of difference. That humidity can, it just destroys me sometimes. Because I did hike that one section of the Mason-Dixon Trail, which wasn't really long at all, last week, and I got some heat exhaustion. It was just, the humidity was just like, wow. All right, so what do we have up here? Looks like this was redone. Oh, look at that old building. Hold on a second. Because just back there was a trail closure sign. A trail closure sign that was shoved to the side. So I think it was closed up here at one point. But yeah, that's an old building that's been, wow. That looks like it was an old mill or old house at one point. Look at that stonework. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, so looks like they redid this bridge just recently, but the path goes right up here. Oh, that's an old house too. Yeah, so you would have to dismount your bike, but they put this little bike ramp for you to, as you're walking up the steps, you can walk your bike up that ramp. So that's cool. Yeah, 2 old houses here. And same on the other side here. First time we've seen that here on the trail. I think this is the town of, this is Robsville, I think. R-A-U-B-S-ville. Just, yeah. You know, not any wildlife yet. This is our canal here. Not really much in the way of water in there. But like I said, it's a pleasant day. Bit of a breeze blowing too. There's an old stone building up here. A lot of history here in this town, I think. Up there's a nice building. Oh, it looks like a church actually. I see the spire, or the steeple thing. So on one hand, I'm ready for this series to come to an end. It's always kind of fun to bring a series to an end, but at the same time you kind of miss it too. I mean, it's pretty easy walking here along the towpath. We had some really pleasant sections with a lot of wildlife, and the history is easy to spot along here, so. But we'll move on to other canals too and other projects. Like I said, I have another canal in mind. I think I mentioned in that episode I asked you guys to guess. You can do that once again. I mean, there's there's plenty of canals to do yet, but I have one in mind. It's kind of been on my mind for a while. And it looks like we're leaving town. Yep, here's some water in the canal. Right next to the river again. Not quite sure what happened here. If this is just, I'll use more modern, this concrete section here, but maybe it's for water control, I don't know. Because it comes in and lowers down. There's like a little spillway here, so for the water to pour over, so yeah, there's a lot of noise coming from over there in New Jersey. And I'm probably gonna jinx myself by saying this, but I just realized there's no biting flies bothering me, no mosquitoes either. Might be because there's not a lot of water over here, but yeah, we'll take that. We've had it's been a really buggy summer, like mosquito-wise, but that's the way it is sometimes. Just gotta deal with it. But yeah, not being bothered by them on this walk. So we'll take that. But like I said, maybe I jinxed myself. Maybe just up here they'll come at me in swarms, but this looks like another one of those camelback bridges. But look at this place, for sale. That's a neat little place. There's the phone number. Right along the river. Cute. I'm not sure where you park. That's the thing. I'm not sure how you get here because you can't drive along here. But it's almost like you have to get here by, I don't know, by boat or something, or I don't know. Are you allowed to drive across this bridge? I don't know. Anyway, let's see if there's a plaque under here because it has that camelback look. Goes up, across, and down. And it is made of wood too. But is there a plaque or something? Oh, there is. I see a little Woody's Bridge, one of 6 authentic camelback bridges remaining along the Delaware Canal. Mile marker 54.2. So we've gone about a mile already. All right, this was done on the map. But there you go, Woody's Bridge. It's about 2 more miles. Got some construction going on here. Motorcycle. Yes, this is the canal right here. You're right next to the highway, so they're like, looks like they're working on the sides up here, maybe. Yeah. When we get up closer, I'll show you. I think I know what they're doing. Because it looks like this was collapsing here. They're reinforcing it. Because up here you can see I guess you'd call that a retaining wall. Looks like it wasn't doing so well over here, so they're replacing it with something, I guess. Anyway. It looks like you up here it's like starting to bow out a little bit up here too. Cave in, I guess you could say. But yeah, it's definitely caving out here. I'll zoom in a little bit here, see where those cones are. The road is actually collapsed right there a little bit. You can see, and then as you go this way, you can see how the road's collapsing. Boom, boom, right there. And then this wall right here is like coming out this way. So yeah, gotta fix that. Finally got some decent water. I don't see any turtles or ducks or anything. Kind of a noisy spot though. Yeah, looks like we're taking a bend up here, and up past this bend is our destination. No turtles. All right. No mosquitoes yet, too. This looks like a mosquito-y area, but kind of free of it today. I'll take that. A couple of dragonflies, though. You can see the one flying anyway. I'll try to find one to zoom in on. Oh, is he landing? Oh, he just landed. Let me see if I can get that one. There he is. I finally spotted him. Oh. Come on, focus, hold on. There we go. Our first wildlife sighting here in the video. I think it's, yeah, it's as far as I can zoom in. Right, cool. All right, but onwards we go. There's another one right on the trail. You can see it there. It's a kind of its white tail there. They kind of camouflage pretty well there. That's a dragonfly right there. Because when I zoom out, he's just going to disappear. Wouldn't even know it's there. Yeah, just past those dragonflies is another one of these waste culverts, they call them. And that's where most of our water is going. Plenty of water up here, but it's flowing into here and out this way. Yeah. So that explains the lack of water down that way. They're sending it all into the Delaware. I mean, they're doing construction down there too, so they don't really need all that water flowing down there. All right, well now we have water, at least some. Not a ton, but oh, it looks like this was closed at one point with caution tape here. We finally have some larger wildlife. Got some geese, maybe a family of them. Yeah, noisy traffic. Yeah, I think it's mom on the end with some young ones that are almost adults now. Yeah, there they are. And I see some ducks up here as well, plus the bugs. I know I jinxed myself, but kind of out here more in the country. In town they weren't so bad. I'm kind of shaded out there, but it's just those flying gnats. It's not the biting flies or the mosquitoes, but they can be annoying too as they fly around your ears and into your ears, but they're tolerable. Let's see what kind of ducks these are up here. All right, lots of flying gnats now. They're kind of all around me. Right, so that looks like, Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Hold on a second, the bugs are after me. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Where's Mama at? Those wood ducks? They might be. Or young mallards. Yeah, I don't think I see an adult around. I think these are all young ones that maybe just recently left their parents. That makes sense. But I'm gonna go with wood duck actually. With juveniles, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. But like that lead one, that might be the mom right there actually. She has that look, the wood duck look. But I gotta keep going. I said those flying gnats just got really bad. I shouldn't have said anything earlier, but I did. All right. At least they don't really bite. They're more just of a nuisance. But anyway. All right. Onwards we go. Yeah, see, once there's water in the canal, they get more wildlife like that. But with more water comes more bugs. Oh, there's another family of ducks. Okay, those... Okay, Mom is up there. Sorry about the traffic noise, but... Alright, that is not a wood duck. That might be a female mallard. And her young ones. Where are you? There they are. So, yeah, those ones we saw back there were not wood ducks. Unless... Oh, hold on a second. Is that... No. I guess they're all the same. Those look like young ones that belong to... She looks like a wood duck. Yeah. That looks like the mom right there. And those are her teenagers. Unless that's just an older... That one looks bigger in the front. Then there's that duck. Maybe... Who knows? Maybe... That one in the front there does look like the mama wood duck. And that's just... Where are you? That's just a random duck over there. It's actually getting pretty deep now. I mean, not like deep, but you can almost kayak. Well, you could kayak through this section. Every now and then I see little fish too. I believe there's a nest in there, like a fish nest. The bluegills do that. If you can see it, there's a circular patch, and usually it's the male, I think, swims around. And like, he's not there at the moment. I don't see him anywhere. There he is. Chases other fish or anybody he would want to eat. There's probably eggs in there. So he just swims around, guards it. We're approaching civilization once again. Water just keeps getting deeper. But we should be closing in on the park. Hopefully there's some kind of a bench or something up here to sit on, take a break. Yeah, but this is nice. More ducks out there. Yes, definitely a mama wood duck. Kind of that crest on the back of their head. She's got some ones that are a little bit younger. So I'm pretty sure all those others were wood ducks too, except for that one lone one. Yeah, there she is. Alright, but just past them is a bridge. Kind of beat up, but this is the edge of the park. The Wai-hit-tuck Park, or however you say it. The bridge has seen better days, but I see a picnic table over there. But I'm gonna head on further because up this way there's a parking area and another bridge that I think will work better. Yeah, this one's pretty beat up. They even have it like boarded off right there. All right. So yeah, over here is the park, but we'll keep on going. Yeah, right up here is the bridge I'm looking for. I already see picnic tables up in there, but maybe there's some picnic tables down this way. We'll see by the river, but we'll find a spot to sit and take a break though. Yeah, sometimes the sun just goes away. We get to walk in like the shade, which is nice too. This almost looks like one of those old stop gates up here that we've seen recently. I'll show you when we get closer. Yeah, down here it looks like one of those gates that would close. I want to decide one on that side maybe, but anyway. This is how it's spelled. Tuck Park. Huh. Alright, let's see if we can find a place to sit up here. Yeah, because there's that door that would close. But yeah. So the next section we'll be heading, I think roughly like 2.5 miles that way to the end. Let's find a picnic table though. Or something maybe. Alright, where is a picnic table? Maybe we'll have to sit here. Wherever that is. And there's picnic tables way down there, but I don't feel like going way down there. So maybe I'll just find a place to sit. Right here. Whatever this is. I think it'll work. Alright, so not a bad little break spot. But we're gonna head out pretty soon, but there is parking back up that way, and when I do the next section, this is where I'll park. And like I said, I think it's about 2.5 miles. I think that's what, at the beginning of the video I said I had 2.5 miles, but I was thinking of the next section, so. Yeah, 3.5 miles, took me about 1.5 hours to get here, so might be a little bit faster the way back because I won't be filming much at all, or at all. You know how it goes, so. I'm gonna pack up here in a bit and begin the hike back, so I'll catch up with you later. Some deer just popped out. Oh, just went down the hill. Down there it is now. Down in the canal. There was one behind it, which I don't see at the moment. Cool. Some deer. Yeah, we're back in Robsville again. There's that church we were looking at earlier. It's not too much further to go. Yeah, those deer just crossed right here. Oh, I see the one in there. There it is. Can you pick it up? Yeah. Looking away from us. Don't know where the other one is. She sees us now. Yeah, we're looking at you. Alright, beautiful. I just found the fawn. Let's see, it has the spots yet. Kind of hidden back there. There's a better view. Are the bugs bothering you? Yeah, it was biting flies. Alright, so just up ahead is where I parked. So we've made it back. There's that Neat stone arch that they're working on down there. So that'll be it then, folks, for this video. And if all goes to plan, we just have one more video in our Delaware Canal series. From that Wahituck Park up to Easton, Lock 24. Like I said, I think maybe about 2.5 mile section there to do yet. So it's coming to an end. Like I said at the beginning, I kind of like when it comes to an end, but then I kind of, there's kind of, part of me's kind of sad too. If that makes sense, mixed feelings, but all right. But I'll talk more about my feelings of the Delaware Canal in that episode, what I think of it and what I think maybe could be done here and stuff like that. I might ramble on a little bit about that, but anyway, back to the Jeep. Gonna change out a sweaty shirt and head home. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one, wherever that may be.